for coming to this evening's panel discussion with several of the contributors to the new anthology. Sorry. Bill, they sort of need you...
I think someone's calling you in the background.
Okay. Sorry. Thanks. Thanks so much for coming to this evening's panel discussion with several of the contributors to the new anthology, The People Reloaded, The Green Movement and the Struggle for Iran's Future, which I had the honor of co-editing with my friend and comrade Nader Hashemi, from whom you'll be hearing shortly. But first I'd like to thank the Department of Middle Eastern, South Asian, and African Studies here at Columbia University for sponsoring this event tonight. I'd also like to thank the Middle East Institute of Columbia University and the Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism for co-sponsoring. Finally, I'd like to thank the publisher of the book, Melville House. And in particular, I would like to express my appreciation to my friend Hamid Dabashi, who made all of the arrangements for this evening's discussion possible. When this book was published, it seems like a long time ago now, the book was actually published at the beginning of this month. This rather eventful, indeed one might say world historic month of February 2011. And when the book was published at the outset of February, the world's eyes were of course locked on Egypt. Although Iran figured in much of the discussion and analysis surrounding the upheaval in Egypt, with Iran's 1979 revolution invoked as something of a comparative specter. The Green Movement in Iran was by no means in the headlines, as it had been from the time of its explosive emergence in June 2009 through roughly December of that year. Indeed, many had pronounced the movement dead. In fact, an odd assortment of actors took this view, ranging from the Islamic Republic itself to the likes of Flint and Hilary Mann Leverett, to some on the radical left. Nader and I assembled The People Reloaded in no small part as a way of refuting this view, of showing that although the movement could no longer be seen on the streets, it very much continued to live and had in fact transformed Iran's political, intellectual, indeed its existential landscape in profound and even permanent ways. That was at the beginning of this month. Yes, amazingly enough, we are still in February, just 2 weeks to the day from Mubarak's evacuation from Cairo. And 3 days out from that pivotal event, the Green Movement once again made its presence felt on Iran's streets, staging a major demonstration on Monday, February 14th, in solidarity, interestingly enough, with the Egyptian revolution. A demonstration that the Iranian government denied permission for, this despite its own profession of support for the Egyptian revolt. 6 days later, on Sunday, the Green Movement returned to the streets and has now announced, as you may have heard today, that it will be back on a weekly basis. What does the reappearance of the movement mean for the future of the Islamic Republic? And how does what Nasreen Alavi, one of the contributors to The People Reloaded, how does what Alavi calls Iran's resilient rebellion relate to the wave of uprisings roiling the Middle East and North Africa? This is what we're here to discuss this evening with 4 of the contributors to this volume: Hamid Dabashi, Golbarg Bashi, Ervand Abrahamian, and my aforementioned co-editor, Nader Hashemi. A few words about each of them. Hamid